The real estate world is changing. Opportunity is everywhere. It has never been so easy to connect, share, and bring people together. We're learning from others and finding the very best in ourselves. Challenging our beliefs, overcoming our fears, transforming ourselves so we can transform our business. This is Investor Creator.
What is up, deal makers? Brad Smotherman here, host of the Investor Creator podcast with another episode. Really glad you were here with us today. And so I wanted to take a moment to do something that I've been putting off for about a month and a half now. And that is talking about the election. Because I've had so many people, both apprentices of mine and investors across the country, that have reached out to me and said, okay, Brad, how do we play the election? Now that we have a new president coming in, Joe Biden, how do we take his administration, the policies that he has, and take that and implement those policies, what we think is going to happen, into our business? And one thing that I see is that you have a group of real estate investors that are really happy with the change, and another group of real estate investors that are completely terrified of this kind of a change. And they're saying, well, what's going to happen is there's going to be a foreclosure moratorium, and they're going to extend the moratorium on eviction, and all of these things. And maybe some of that's true, maybe it's not. Who knows, right? We don't know what's going to happen. But I've got a list of things that I'm going to be going over in terms of what we're doing in our business and how we are taking things, different structures in our business because of this new administration. And so I thought that might be helpful to some of you guys based on the emails that I've received across time. So the first thing that I want to start with is the number one thing that we're doing in our business that's different based on this new administration. So number one, nothing. And so here's the thing. This is what I want to get to, is if you really think that a new administration is going to completely make your business boom or make your business bust, then you don't have a stable business. Guys, this business is fundamental. It's based on conservatism, and it's really fundamental because what it comes down to is two things. Is marketing, number one, and capturing a motivated seller lead on a contract, number two. Okay? And if we're able to do that efficiently and at a high level, if we have great deals, we're always going to be able to sell those deals. And the thing is, we're always caught in between two markets anyway. This is one thing that I really don't think a lot of investors really give a lot of time to, because they think, oh, the market's going to get bad, or the market's getting a lot better, and that kind of thing. There is no the market. You have two markets whenever you're transactional like we are, right? You have a market where you're buying, and you have a market where you are selling. And so those are always inversely related. And so what I mean by that is there's never a market that's better for us or worse for us. If we're in a strong seller's market like we've had the previous 4 or 5 years, then we're always going to be able to buy equity with good terms, with owner financing, create financing, and sell in the open market. If we're in a situation where it goes back to it was when I started in 2010, because our structure is a lot different, I'm not relying just on the retail market. I can always sell to that in that market as well. But the difference is it's going to be easier for us to buy in that kind of a market and more difficult for us to sell. But because we're offering owner financing, it actually gets a little bit better, okay? So all in all, I just want to submit to you that your future relies on you and not on an administration. It doesn't rely on the support of your spouse, the support of your parents, the support of friends, the community. It depends on you. And if you want to do this business, you want to create something, then you can absolutely create it. I don't give a damn who's in the White House or if the White House even exists, right? We're going to continue to do what we do. We base our business on conservative values. And when I say conservative values, I'm not talking about, being a Republican or anything like that. I'm talking about we're buying with conservative figures, okay? If a house is worth 100, we're paying 50. That's being conservative with our purchase, right? And if we do those kinds of things, we're really good at it, we have deal flow, then we're going to be successful. It doesn't matter if the market turns, if we have a dip, if we have a crash, if we increase another 20%, right? Because we're always going to be able to buy equity day one with great terms and sell with owner financing. And so I just wanted to address that really quick because it kind of, I don't know if bothered me is really the term, but it's something that I thought was a little bit interesting that so many people had reached out to talk about, okay, how do we change our entire business model based on this election, right? I think that's a little bit maybe amateur. We can do better once we've been in the business for a long time and you've weathered some of these storms, then those kinds of things really don't bother you anymore. But just wanted to submit that to you. If you feel like your business is going to boom or bust based on one party being in or another party being in, then you really need to look at the fundamentals of your business and make sure that you have a strong business. And if you don't, then we can do some things to create what we need to create. But it really depends on you and the effort that you want to put in. Think about your goals, put in the effort, put in the work, put in the time. Realize that nothing great is built overnight. And who's in the White House, it frankly just doesn't matter. So we're not changing anything in our business. We're continuing on doing what we're doing. We're buying in multiple states. I've got 2 closings this week, one in Caruthersville, Missouri, wherever that is, and another one in South Carolina in some city, I don't know what. But I do know that we got really good deals and really good financing terms on those, and we're excited about it. So come what may, we're going to buy houses, we're going to sell houses, we're going to create paper, we're going to hold notes, hold rentals when we have to. Sometimes that happens. Not my favorite, but that's how it goes sometimes. So anyway, realize the business depends on you, not who's in the White House. We'll talk to you next time. Happy investing.